Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Glad to have you in here with us this afternoon. Got myself, Aaron Churchwell, and got a special guest with us today. He's a legend among legends, guys. He's Cad Daly. And Cad, man, we are so glad to have you in here with us this afternoon, man. What you got to say for yourself?
It's an honor to be here, but I don't know about that legend part now. I'm just another country dude here.
I remember when I first started fishing up there around Wheeler and everything, Cad was always up there whooping on people. Don't let him tell you anything.
Now.
Well, hey, Aaron, I had actually, when I called him this week and invited him on here, because he was one of them guys, you know, when you first got into social media and I first got into fishing up around North Alabama, Cad was one of the guys, man, that I first heard about, you know.
He's caught some monster flatheads up there on Wheeler, and him and Chris Parker are both stand-up guys.
Yeah. So, guys, we're looking forward to having a good show tonight. So, y'all want y'all to tag a couple of people, invite them into the show. We're going to talk about a little bit different subject tonight. Cad's pretty good at this right here, and we're going to let him share some tips and techniques on spot locking and sort of suspend fishing. So you may want to tag a couple of people and invite them in, and also share this right here, post if you would. Aaron, how's your day been going, man?
Oh, it's been a wild one, son, but it's been a good one, man.
Well, good deal. Great to have both of y'all in here. And guys, the ones that's joining in here with us, maybe it's your first time joining in, or maybe you don't hardly ever miss a show. We got, in my opinion, we got two of the greatest catfishermen around this area right here. I know there's a lot of them out here, and we've had some good ones on. Cad Daly and Aaron Churchwell is good guys that come, and they'll be welcome to share some tips and techniques. So if you got some questions, I encourage you, if you would, if you're in chat, please ask them questions. Hey, Aaron, guess who we was talking about a while ago? And he's in chat tonight.
Oh, Big D.
Heavy D.
Heavy D, that's it.
Heavy D is in the house, man. He is in the house here this afternoon. And, guys, I want to just give a shout-out to this guy right here, Gary Steele with Fat Cat Live Wells. If you need a custom live well or a custom storage box made, you need to get in contact with him. You can find him on Facebook under this name right here, Poppy Gary Steele with Fat Cat Live Well. Great guy. Built one for my boat. Just got the dimensions that I needed, the width, the height, the depth of it. And he built that thing to fit right up in there. So, Gary, thank you for being a part of the program tonight. Sean Davis. We even got a guy that's tuned in with us. He's a local guy from here. He's Mike Presley, also known as the Pole Bender. Hey, Aaron, I call him Pole Bender Presley. We got Robin East, and guys, the chat is just running by so fast. Brian Cosby, man, hey, good to have you, and great to see you this weekend.
I see old Dale Dunaway in here.
Dale's in here. Dale, I asked just a while ago, did you have anything you want to do tonight? So if you do, you need to message me or Aaron Churchwell. I put him on the spot, then I Churchwell.
Put him on the spot. What was that, Dale? Pair of pliers? Gotcha.
Hey, I thought about giving him a pair of pliers and 12-aught hooks away either way. I got to be careful with the 12-aught hooks because he sells them so fast. Hey, guys, I want to give a shout-out here to Brad Andrews. He is the director. I reckon he's the director of the North Mississippi Catfish Club. He's in the house tonight. So if you're in that area looking for a good tournament trail, y'all contact this guy right here. Also, Mark, good to see you, man. And we got Robin East and Stacy Martin here in with us tonight. Guys, we're fixing to get to talking about some catfishing. And like we said earlier when we got started, we got Cad Daly in here with us. And Cad's got a great name that follows behind him. I've been hearing about Cad since I started social media. You was one of the first guys I heard of it. I reckon probably one of the first guys, Cad, I really got to know a little bit, maybe just a little bit on social media, talking to one another. And one of your techniques that you love to use is going to be spot lock, and I reckon spot lock and suspend fishing. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's what my go-to, I would say, and pretty much year round I will use it. It's just something I started with and had a lot of luck with it, and actually still do. So I do a lot of it. And what I do is I will just search, look around, find me some structure, find me some rocks. And if I think there's fish on it, I mean, I don't even really have to see fish at times. If it just looks like there should be fish there, I will fish it. And I'll sit right on top of it sometimes. Sometimes I'll ease off of it, a boat length, maybe two, scoring about your wind and what kind of current and everything you have. And I'll suspend probably 6 rods, and I'll give it anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour. I mean, I have set on them an hour, and it take right up to an hour, and then bam, you'll have something, and I really enjoy that. I guess I call it a lazy man fishing. You're not pulling out your boards and having to control the boat, and you got lines running everywhere and everything. It's a whole lot easier to control. And I fish a lot by myself, and I fish a lot with a lot of new people. I mean, I take out people who's never been on a boat. I love these benefit tournaments where you bring in a veteran or someone like that don't have the opportunity to actually go out and fish, or fish a tournament or something like that. And I really like taking those guys out. I mean, I'd rather do that than tournament, fish to try to win day of the week.
Cad, one of the things, and I'm gonna say this, and I think this is now as good a time as any to say this to you. One of the things that's always impressed me with you is the people that you carry out. You carry a lot of people that never would have an opportunity to go out. You've carried guys who's had terminal cancer. You took your time up with them and took them out fishing. And every time I look up, it seems like there's a new guy that maybe would have never been able to experience fishing at this level if you would not have brought them onto your boat. And my hat's off to you, man. I appreciate what you do.
Well, thank you there. And I got to say, too, and there's so many good guys in this catfishing community that has helped and thrown money to us, and, anything they could do to do the same thing and to help us. I mean, like we was talking about the guy with terminal cancer, that was Michael Conley from Arkansas. When I decided to take him out and bring him down to Wheeler for a whole weekend, the catfish community, stepped up. I didn't ask for a dime, but people just come to me saying, what can I do to help? What can I do to help? And we got him down here. We got him on a plane. We got him here. We put him up. We took him out 2 days fishing, and he had a great time. And he has passed on now, but he had that opportunity to come up here and fish Wheeler, something he'd always wanted to do. And things like that, it's just what makes it, that's just.
Yes, sir.
All about.
Cad, you was talking earlier, and I want to share this. You made mention about looking on structure and stuff and not seeing fish, but yet fishing it.
Right.
And let me just ask you this: how many times does that happen, and then you pull out big fish out of there, and you really never even seen them?
It's more than none. A bunch. It just seems like, and it may be places that I've caught fish before, or that just looks like it should be fish there.
Yeah, and the reason the reason I share that, Cad, is because I hear all the time. I mean, all the time. Did you spot them on your graph? Did you mark them on your graph? We was looking for fish half the day when we couldn't find none. And I think, and we've shared this and stressed this before. There's just sometimes I don't know where he's at, but he's hid, and you just really can't see him or find him, especially if he's got some good structure or something. And I don't know if they just moved through a certain place, but I want to stress to the guys watching, never underestimate your instinct and a fishy looking place. Go with it.
And I'm not, I mean, I've got good equipment and I run hummingbirds and stuff, but I'm not the smartest chicken in the barn, you know. So I mean, I'm not all this computerized stuff. Now, Chris, my partner, he is excellent, and he'll sit there and tune and do what he can with the grouse. And man, I mean, just boom, 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 knows what he's doing. Mine is set up, you know, almost on factory default, and that's how I use it, and that's how I like to use it. And sometimes I just want to fish something that I think looks good.
A lot of times I think people overthink the whole depth finder thing. And, a lot of times you fall back to just fishing structure, because a lot of us learned how to fish in a river system, and a lot of us learned how to fish by finding laydowns that went into the water.
Right.
We were fishing visible structure, and we didn't know what it looked like underneath.
Right.
I had a guy ask a question. He said, ask Cad how shallow is too shallow to suspend, and how much does waves rocking the boat affect suspend fishing?
I feel like waves rocking the boat affects it almost 100%. That's me. I mean, when it gets bad, I almost just go away from it. I mean, you know how bad it gets here sometimes. Yeah. If you got 10 to 15 mile an hour winds and you've got 3-foot rollers, I go away from it, you know. And that's because, I mean, if your poles are sitting there up and down, you know, moving 2 to 3 foot, I have caught some fish, but I mean, more than likely, no. And something else I use that a lot of people don't, I use a Penn Senator 6-foot roller rods on when I'm suspending, especially if I'm suspending in any kind of wind or any kind of rough situations. And I'll use an 8-ounce no roll, and I've had up to 12, but it ain't gonna bend that Penn 6-foot roller rod. That thing will just sit there straight out from the boat, and it will not move that much. And that's a game changer. Now, I'll use 2 of them usually on the side, and then I'll put my B&Ms, my heavies and medium heavies out around the back. And most of the time I'll use lighter weights. Well, I'll go down to maybe a 5, then maybe a 3, and just change the weight and change the angle of the line a little bit. Yeah. And then I'm also bait. You know, I'll change my cuts of bait. I'll use 4, 5 different cuts of bait just to see what maybe attract the fish, because it makes a difference. Everything like that makes a difference when you're suspended.
Hey, Cad, on your rig, do you use a long leader or a short leader, or do you use a variety of them?
Most time on suspended, I'll use anywhere from around 12 to 15 inches. It's shorter, a lot shorter than if I'm, you know, anchor fishing or if I'm pulling boards, you know.
Yes, sir.
I'll usually try to drop at least to maybe 12 inches, 15 inches is what I'll use.
Does that help you keep it right where you want it?
It seems like it does, yeah. And, you know, what I like to do, and what I'm sure y'all do, you know, drop it straight to the bottom and come up about 3 rounds and just want to suspend it right off the bottom there. And you can see it usually on your grouse, on your 2D. You know, you can tell where your bait line is. and you can adjust it from there. And I will bring a couple of them up, maybe 6-10 foot, and catch fish up in the water column if they're up in the water column.
Yeah. And let me I want you to do Cad. You're talking about fishing up in the water column, and so
right.
Are you referring to maybe if it was 30 foot deep, maybe fishing 10 or 15 foot up off the bottom?
Yes.
Would you come that far up?
Yeah, at times, yeah, you maybe come up 10 feet, maybe come up 15 feet, And going back to the guy that asked about the shallow water, I'm not a big shallow water fisherman. I just can't make myself do it. The probably 10 to 12 foot is as shallow as I'll fish as far as suspend fishing.
Mm-hmm. If I remember right, one year Cad did go into some shallow water.
Do what now?
But if I remember right, Cad did go into some shallow water one year, didn't
he? Yeah, probably about 6 inches.
He got stuck. They came back in the boat was covered in mud.
Yeah, I did. I've had some experiences on some boats now. I mean, that would be a whole nother episode.
We had a question in here. With those roller rods, can you still cast those, or is that just a suspend fishing?
No, you can cast them. Yeah, I've got some buddies that actually use them for. They use them for pulling boards. They like them because they won't hardly move. How a board is sit there on a medium heavy and bounce around a lot with you. And I've got some that will use them. Pulling boards, and you can't cast them.
Yeah, we hear Larry talk about roller rods a lot. And that's one thing I've never experimented with, but I guess
yeah, I tell you what, it makes a difference, especially when you're suspended. I think
I can see that 100%. That rod starting to roll with it instead of the line jumping through the line or through the lines and stuff.
Yeah, I want to think when Larry was talking about suspended, he was, talking about his roller rods. That's what he was doing a lot of it with, was that suspend stuff.
Right, and I think Mr. Larry, he's pretty much a suspended kind of guy. That's pretty much his go-to.
Yeah.
And Cad, I could be wrong, man, but it looks like I keep up. I don't do that right there. I've never got into it much. I drag baits and anchor, and I try to do that right there. I do suspend a little bit, but I've noticed the guys who suspend, they pull out some big fish out them treetops and stuff like that. And I'm going to say it's pretty difficult sometimes when you're trying to get that 50 plus or probably 40 plus pounder. You have to be sort of careful the way you put your baits or where you got them in your drag and stuff like that to be able to get a fish like that.
That is one thing about a good time to use your grouse. When you're in them treetops and stuff, and you really need to set up right out away from them, not right on top of them. You really don't need your bait right there in them, but you got to be on top of it because when a fish hits, when you're close to them treetops or big rocks, or if they're suspended in that stuff, when they come out to hit that bait, they're running right back into it.
Yep.
You got to be on. You can't just let them run. You got to be on top of them.
Yep. Yeah, I could see doing this. Do you fish with braid or mono doing this?
Stacey, I use both, and
yeah,
I feel like the mono's probably a little better in them situations, but I'm not big on swapping.
I got you.
Different lines for different situations.
Yes, sir.
I use a lot of power pro. Go ahead.
Now, it would look like to me that you would just have to be ready and have that drag pretty tight, because if you get 150 pounds, you just really can't let him go very far.
No, you need to have your drag tight, and you're just going to have to, muscle him out. You need to bring him on in.
Yeah.
You just can't let him. You can't do like, you can't really play around with them and let them tire out, because they're running straight into them treetops and you're going to get hung up. They're going to get you hung up. They're going to get you probably 1 out of 3 times or so. They're going to win.
Yeah. I've done it a couple of times. I say I don't do it much. Don't mean I don't do it at all. And the first time, Cad, I tried it. Listen, I pulled right up there, right in the treetop, buddy. I let them right down there. I could see the fish down there. I let them right down there amongst them. Hey, I was getting bites and I was breaking off.
It'll happen.
I told the guy I said, we got to move over or out or somewhere. We in the sweet spot. We can't get them out of there.
Right. That's what Larry says. Larry says you don't have to fish in it. You can fish right on the edge of it.
Well, exactly. I figured that out pretty quick. Hey, I figured that out pretty quick.
You got to find that sweet spot, because you get that. You got good bait, good fresh bait. They'll come out to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember I was on Wilson one time. We were in the deep water, and I thought we had found a bunch of laydowns on the bottom. It was standing timber, and we suspended in it for 45 minutes, caught 3 or 4 fish, never even seen a rod get hang up. Fish never got tangled up in nothing. And then we hooked into a sure enough big fish. And he ended up breaking me off in it. And that's when I started scanning it again better. And I was like, "More lay down, those are standing timbers."
Yeah. And you're talking about there on Wilson. You've got standing timber, 40, 50 foot standing, tall trees. It's amazing some of the size of some of the trees. You're looking at 20, 30, 40 foot trees.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a forest down there, ain't it?
Yep.
It definitely is.
I know we probably have covered this before, but there was one guy here a while ago that asked about go a little bit of detail about planer boards. Can you, Aaron, you were Cad one, just share a little bit about how you set this up to pull planer boards?
There's a bunch of different ways to use them. There's a bunch of different ways that people are comfortable using them. Like Stacy, you cast out probably 50, 60 foot, let it go to the bottom, clip it on, right? So Stacy's a lot closer to the board. Me personally, I like to get as far away from the board as I can. So I'm going to have 100, 150, 200 foot of line off the back of the board sometimes. And they all clip on different ways. Some of them have a little clip on the end of it. Some of them have this little spiral thing on the end of it. And all that does is keep it on the line after you pop the clip. But getting out there and playing with them is the only way you can really learn how to use them.
Yeah. And then, guys, there's some videos out there that you can probably look them up and find out a little bit about them. And I will share this. I don't know what your preference is or what y'all's preference is, because there is 2 different kind of clips. One that just you mash and it just sort of comes on the line, and one of them has that cam locking system. I like the cam locking system. Everybody don't like it. And something when you got to undo it when you get it to your line. I said yes, but it don't come unhooked every time my pole gets hung up out there neither. So that's why I use that cam locking system. Yeah, I can get hung up and still snatch it loose and don't have to reel it all the way in. There's one set up there.
Yeah, that one's made for braid. So that little that's inside there will hold your braid. For you guys that use mono can also use them too, but the board will not come off the line when you're fighting fish. So now you have to fight the fish and the board. I personally use the ones that I don't think I have a land here. That they pop off whenever I get a fish on. When I reel down on it, I snatch on it, the line comes out of the board. So There's some ups and downs to each one of them. Yes.
Bobby, I had to put that one up there.
I'll be honest with you guys. If I have the free time and we can meet in some middle ground, I will bring somebody fishing. Yep, Scotty clips. There's a bunch of different versions of them.
Yeah. Let's go ahead right now while we are waiting right here, Aaron and Cad. Let's give away. Dale was going to give away a pair of pliers. Is that what it was?
Yep, he said a pair of pliers, and then we could do a pack of his new J hooks too.
His new J hook. So we'll do two different things for him. I'm going to go ahead at this time and give away the Dale's pliers. So y'all hang on just a minute. And so take over here just a second there, Bobby.
Got over here. People got to type in SDC. You can't type in people. I had somebody earlier when you were talking about looking at areas that you don't see fish in, but fish in the structure. Said somebody on there earlier said fish the structure, don't fish the structure, which is, I mean, that's a really good thing to say. A lot of times you're not going to see those fish in that heavy structure. So how when you're going out free fishing, Cad, how much time would you say you spend looking for areas that you think will hold fish?
If it's a new area, I'll spend half a day or so, and that's covering a lot of water, just, run over something and see something you like running down the river, or the lake, ease over there, look at it, see something, mark it, ease on,
Yeah.
And I don't do a lot of that around here anymore. That's some new water and stuff, because I pretty well know where I want to fish, and also, even the weather, that plays so much part of it. You go somewhere and you're going to have a 15-mile-an-hour south wind. Well, you want to find somewhere on some bluffs or something, look in some areas that's going to have you blocked from some wind and stuff if you want to do that type of fishing. That plays a lot of it. It really plays into it.
Guys, the winner of the Dale's Tackle Pliers is Marcus McFarland. Marcus, if you would, you can send me a message on Facebook Messenger. You send it to Stacy Gash and Archer SmackDown CatFishing, and we will make sure. Send me your name, send me that you won the pliers, and send me your address, and I will get this to Dale's Tackle. We also give away a pack of J-hook. Go ahead, Cad.
I just say congratulations to Mark.
Yes, sir. And Mark, thank y'all for tuning in.
Better bring them to Caruthersville. I'm gonna jump in the boat with him up in Caruthersville for a day and try to teach him some basics on bumping.
Who's that?
Well, that's a good area to fish.
Up in Caruthersville?
Yeah, and a good place to learn.
Yeah. It's always been rough on me fishing up there because it seems like the fish move so much up there.
Right.
One day and then they're totally different the next. And it's always been real tough on me learning how to paddle.
Yeah, we had a really good plan last year up there for the Cat Masters tournament, and went up Friday. Man, had a ball, caught fish all day, and said, "Hey, we've got a plan." Went back Saturday morning, and them fish were gone.
Long gone.
Yeah, they were.
It's crazy how far they move up there.
Yeah, but it's some good water though. I enjoyed fishing that area. Let me get a shout out to my buddy Big Blue Hunter. I'll tell you what,
he was on there earlier talking about when you brought.
Go ahead, Aaron.
I was saying he was on there earlier talking about when you brought him.
We had a really good time. He came up and fished with me for a tournament, and we caught a bunch of fish. We just missed that big fish. He got him to the side of the boat, and we lost him. But that's part of it. But hey, that's a good guy right there now.
Hey, Cad, did he holler? Woo-wee?
Oh yeah. We hollered, we cried, we done it all when we lost that one. So we had a good time. I tell you what, he's becoming a heck of a fisherman. I tell you what, he's traveling, fishing different waters, and I tell you what, everybody better be watching out for him.
He's getting better and better, ain't he, Cad?
He definitely is. Yeah, he's putting the work in.
Yeah, he definitely has worked really, really hard. There ain't no doubt about that. Well, go ahead. I'm going to give away in just a second a pair of these. You said J-hooks, didn't we?
Yep, that's what Dale said.
A pack of J-hooks. So y'all bear with me just a minute and take over there.
Let's see. Yeah, he was telling everybody about why you were on your drag so night earlier.
Yeah.
Where did that question go?
Hey, hey, Miss Heather, these are some of the shirts I do have. I don't have them on the market right now, but I will probably come out with them sometime or another. Maybe we can. These are very nice shirts. These right here are them Moisture Wicked. I call them fishing performance shirts or whatever they are. So we may come out with them for long. I got my logo here on the chest. I got one in the center of my back, and it's got SmackDown CatFishing down the arm. So yes, I may. You may see them on my webpage here for long.
Hey, Cad. So somebody asked. When you're pre-fishing, if you do end up fishing a spot, are you looking to just get one bite, or do you want to put a certain amount of fish in the boat before you decide that's somewhere you're going to come back and look?
If I'm pre-fishing, I usually won't fish the spot unless it's dragging or bumping and stuff. We will fish. If we catch one or two fish, we'll leave it.
Yeah.
But as far as spending, I usually will not fish it. If it's like a day before. Now, a week or so before or so, yes, but the day before, and I don't do a lot of pre-fishing unless it's out of town and I'm going to have 2 or 3 days. Say I'm going to Memphis for the Mississippi River Monsters and stuff. And we'll go out and fish those days, but I fish it more like a vacation than I really fishing it for tournament reasons. I'm there to enjoy my time and enjoy the fishing. I've got to the point where I want to go in and enjoy my time more than just concentrate directly on a tournament or something. I have more fun the nights before the tournament, the days before, socializing, going out to eat with all the other anglers and stuff. And I've got to the point where I enjoy that more than I do the tournaments.
And Cad, you know what I try to do is try not to get so stressed out over the tournament and just go have a good time.
And I feel like if you do that, you'll probably end up catching more fish. You get so tore up and everything about it, you're not going to have fun and you're not going to catch fish.
Yeah. Hey, the winner of the Dale's Tackle J-hooks, Joseph Trickett. Joseph, if you would, just send me a message. Tell me you're the winner of the J-hooks and send me your address, and I'm going to get this to Dale's Tackle. And Joseph, we thank you for tuning in with us tonight, man. Appreciate it. And hey, Mark, I have got your message here and appreciate you messaging me. I got your information and I'll get that to him. What else you got there, Aaron?
I was laughing. Adam Isaac, you signed his son's hat this weekend. He's in here flaunting it around to everybody. Everybody wants more.
Cad, do you do much dragging baits and stuff, or that just you do some of that though, don't you? Drag baits.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, I do quite a bit, and especially down here, on Wheeler and Wilson, especially when you're no current or that time of the year, we'll drag baits a lot.
Yes.
And I, we have some pretty good luck doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one?
Go ahead. I was gonna say, I personally believe this time of the year, before the spawn or during the spawn, those fish are still in the lake end, and they're just spread out so far.
Right.
Do you suspend drift ever, Cad, or is it more just you're suspending on structure?
No, we'll suspend drift too a lot. I mean, I usually suspend 2 to 4 rods while I'm dragging baits.
Yeah.
And that it's a lot of work, especially if you're changing depths, quite a bit. You got to really keep your eye on your suspended rods, but it pays off a lot. I mean, we catch a lot of fish, suspended while we're dragging.
Yeah.
So yeah, we will.
I have seen, Cad, and when we're dragging baits, I mean, we're dragging a lot of bait rods. We're probably anywhere from 5 to 6 of them, but we're going to also have 1 or 2 suspended.
Right.
And I want to think, man, sometimes you just don't never underestimate that suspended rod.
You're exactly right.
And what I've done on my boat, I have moved a rod holder right beside my seat. I mean, it sits right beside me. So I put my suspended rod on it. So I don't even, it's lazy man's fishing, but I ain't even got to get up. Every night I just hit the button, let it hit bottom again, and roll it up too. But I can keep it in contact with the bottom better, by having that rod sitting right there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yes, we try to keep one, especially if there's 2 of us. We'll keep one right beside us. If we have 3, the third person, we'll put 2 more out on the front, where they'll have 2 more out, and you'll get some hang ups, but I mean, I feel like it's worth it in the long run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too, because sometimes that suspended rod is and Joey is the one that really started doing this when we was fishing. Man, everything I have be dragging, everything. I mean, every rod in the boat be out dragging, playing a board. But he was gonna always have that suspended rod all the time. If he fishing, he gonna have that one suspended, and he gonna constantly look around that depth finder. And if it was 30 foot and went to 37, he doesn't let it back down. He's trying to keep it at a certain level. And
right.
And next thing I know, he done caught 2 to my none, and I'm trying to reel me a rod up, trying to get it suspended.
Yeah, you're right.
Because it just happens like that. And I don't know reason why, if it's just the presentation of that bait being up a little bit and he's having to come up and get it, or what it is. But sometimes it produces way more than what you think it's going to do.
Right. And it's not hurting you just to have it out there. I mean, it's better to have it out there than laying in the bottom of the boat.
It ain't going to catch nothing in the bottom of the boat, is it?
Nope. Hey,
You're exactly right.
You guys remember on Saturday morning that infomercial that was always on about the rotisserie chicken? The guy that'd say, set it and forget it. His name
Right.
That's what I always call it. 2 suspended rods out the front. That's my raw propel rod. Just set them and forget them.
Yeah.
Set them and forget them.
And there's a lot of times when I'm suspended, I will suspend the ones on the front, and I will just literally have me 2 in the front. I'll suspend them down, go back to the back of the boat, and I'm just sitting there. And all of a sudden, you hear something. You're like, what is that I heard? And you look around and the rod tilts in the water. Then you try to scramble up there to get that thing.
Exactly right. Yeah. Sitting there bouncing against the boat,
Do you use drift socks whenever you suspend, Cad?
No, I don't. We'll use them quite a bit if we're, dragging baits or something like that, but I hardly ever use them suspended.
Yeah, a lot of times they're more of a pain than they're good because they just get in your line. So
I'm bad about that now. I'm bad about getting them in my line or get ready to leave and forget to pull them up and take off down the river.
Yeah.
Hey, Robert Thomas earlier, he said he uses just a regular Carolina rig with the roll, right, Cad?
Right, just regular Carolina rig. And I feel like the Carolina rig with the no roll or the egg sinker. I'll use egg sinkers also. I just feel like for some reason it just seems to work better, and it seems to me like your presentation down there, it seems better than if you've got a sinker slide or anything like that on it.
Yeah.
You was talking about the drift socks earlier, Aaron. When I put drift socks out, is when it is a must.
Yeah.
Because
right.
I'm going to tell you, I still haven't forgot one rolling up like he's about 60 or 70 pounds, and he rolled across the top of my drift sock. And he was gone. I'm like, oh, no.
Yep.
And you'll see me sometime if I catch one. I know some people don't, but that makes a sick feeling. And if I've got drift socks out, it's really, I cannot get slowed down no other way. And if one bows my rod down, ever who's with me, my first instinct is pull that drift sock in.
Well, Big Blue Hunter said, I pulled a bucket a long ways one day.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'll tell you what. Them buckets work really good as a drift sock.
Yeah. They stack quite well, too. I think we've all seen that.
And we were talking about earlier there about maybe doing some drifting with suspended rods. Something else, anybody that fishes, say, big rock bluffs and everything like that, which we have quite a few around our area, something else to do is, say, fish one spot, set on one spot, 15, 30 minutes or so, ease on down, just jump, 50 yards, 75 yards, stop again, work them banks, work them rock bluffs. I mean, you don't have to see fish. Like I said, work them bluffs 15, 20, 30 minutes and just keep easing on down. You're drifting. You don't even have to reel your rods up. They can just, you can ease down, kill your trolling motor, ease on down, put it back on spot lock, sit there. I mean, you can work a half a mile, all the way down the whole bluff, And that way you're covering ground and you're still keeping that bait in the water.
Yeah. A lot of guys don't realize how many cuts and holes there are in them old walls that are down there that you're never going to. And it may take a little while to coax him to come out and eat. So, hey, Chad Bryant wants to know, out of all three of us, what technique produced your PB and how big was it? Stacy?
Do what now?
How big was your PB and how did you catch it? Were you anchored, drifting? What were you doing?
103, somewhere around that neighborhood, and anchored. And I caught a 99, anchored, a 90, anchored. Hey, I like to be anchored.
What about you, Cad?
Well, out of my boat, we were pulling boards when an 83 was caught. And I was spot locked on a 62-pound flathead. So,
wow.
That's the two biggest fish.
Yeah.
My biggest one is 86 on anchor for a blue, and that flathead's 57, and it was drifting, pulling boards.
Wow. And I'm gonna say, if I've ever caught a flathead, I don't know if I might have caught one or two, but I ain't never caught much of a flathead while my boat's moving.
I've caught two big ones. I've caught two big ones. One that was 51 on that was on Wheeler, and then that one on Gunville a couple weeks ago.
We caught one that was on that come in the boat. That I'm gonna say that flathead was 40 something, and we was dragging baits. Joey had one suspended, and I will never forget it because the pole just started going down. And I looked at Joey and said, "Joey, your pole's hung." And he got up to get it, and I'm up there got up and going to the boat doing something. And he goes to tell me, he said, "You may want to get the net." And I look around, and I'm like, he had it rocked down, but that pole never did. Yes, went going down. You know how you get it when you're hung.
Yep.
But I think that was really the biggest one we've ever caught while that boat was moving on a flathead,
Yeah.
And we caught some big ones. We have caught some big ones dragging. It just happened to be that the biggest ones that we've caught have been anchored,
Yeah, I've caught quite a few in the 70s that were, while we were drifting, pulling boards. Most of those have been at night, though.
Yeah. Cad, do you fish any at night?
That's one thing I don't do much of, and everybody gets on me about it. I like to be able to see what I'm doing, and I don't like fighting the bugs, and I like to sleep.
Yeah. And I will say this, I don't like that all night fishing. It just ruins my next day.
Yeah.
Right.
I will fish till midnight, but I'm like, I want to be able to come in and go get me some sleep and be ready for tomorrow. That fishing all night, I don't like that at all.
30 years ago, I didn't mind it, but now.
Hey, there was a big difference from 30 years ago and now.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right.
And I try to catch me a nap on the boat, and it seems like when I wake up, I feel worse than I did when I went to sleep.
Yeah.
I got something that I don't know if a lot of people know this, but there's a video floating around of you and Chris Parker out on Wilson Lake suspend fishing. It was in the middle of a rainstorm. You remember that?
Oh, yeah. That was actually on Old Hickory.
Oh, was it on Old Hickory?
Old Hickory, yeah. Where we was at, we was suspended on the rock wall, and we couldn't see the cloud coming. It had rained, and it was raining some, but it came up a bad thunderstorm. I mean, bad, and lightning was popping just all around us.
They started trying to reel rods in, and lightning hit even closer, and they started cutting lines, and they were gone. So.
Hey, Aaron, Cad wasn't playing no games getting them lines in.
No, we weren't playing no games. I done got up in the seat. I done took my feet out of the bottom of the boat and everything.
Hey, I'm going to find that. I'm going to share it to SmackDown later.
Cad, is that on YouTube? Ain't that on YouTube?
I think it's on Facebook.
It's under Chris Parker's got it, and it's on YouTube. It's probably under his name on his YouTube page. But
Aaron, you got to find that and pop it on SmackDown CatFishing's page tomorrow. Because I'm telling you, people will get a kick out of that. Hey,
and that's I don't play with lightning, and that's anytime I'm out now. I mean that if it comes up, I'm out.
Cad, I had a guy ask me, because I'm bad about going out and just fishing in 14, 16 hours, if I'm off for a couple of days. And he asked me, he said, is there anything that'll make you come in? I said, let it lighten one time. and I'm going to
You're
carry
exactly
the rods in. If you ain't hurried up and get them in, I'm going to leave with them out.
You're exactly right.
Watching that video, I'm nervous watching it.
Hey, his YouTube is CNC catfishing, isn't it?
Nah, no. It may be under double C catfishing.
That's it, double C.
Yeah, try that. But if not, I'm sure we can find it. It's out there.
Yeah, it's out there because I've seen it a couple of times, and
Yeah,
it's a good one to watch.
Yeah, here's a video of y'all's 83 with that was Ron Presley in the boat, wasn't it?
Right. Yeah.
Where's that video at?
Dale, when you're looking at right there up there, I've got a $25 gift credit to Dale's Tackle from Gary Allen Stinson. He donated this here to Dale's Tackle, and I'm fixing to give that away, and we got one more giveaway, and we're going to jump off of here for tonight. So y'all give me just a second.
It ain't on there, guys, so we're going to have to echo Chris Parker and get it posted.
Yeah, we'll get it found and let everybody see it. And that's something really nobody, it's no laughing games when you're out there. It's something everybody needs to pay attention to the weather when you're out there, because I tell you what, that lightning can is very serious.
I'm gonna tell you what can happen sometimes, Cad. You keep your back turned in a certain direction, and all of a sudden you look around behind you and you're like, oh my Lord, where'd that dark cloud come from? And all of a sudden, buddy, it's on top of you.
Right.
I remember we were fishing an Alabama catfish trail one time. Cad, y'all were there. We were all ended up underneath the same dock that night. It rolled in, and it was.
Yeah, it's dangerous, and and we're talking about night fishing. Night fishing can be, you really got to pay attention. I mean, we was talking about Chris and another boy was fishing one night on Wheeler, and they actually, I think, were dragging boards out in the middle of the channel, and for some reason, some of these barges will come up on you and you won't hear them. I don't know if it's, of course, by the wind or whatever, it's just at times they're there before you know it. And a lot of times they don't run their spotlights when they're just going up and down the lake. And that barge got within probably 100, 150 yards of them before they ever knew it, So people really pay attention.
Yeah. Cad, I'm glad you brought that up because, when I'm out there at night, you won't. That barge, I'm telling you, as big as it is, you would think, well, I hear it or see it coming. No, you won't neither.
And you're right.
It's be stuck right up on you, man.
Even when they turn that spotlight on, you can't tell how close they are.
No, you can't.
Right.
You cannot judge the distance. Even coming down the river, and you if you're running your boat and going to it, I'm telling you, I lose traction of how the distance. Yeah. Next thing you know, man, you up there on it. Yeah. And you it looked like it was further away from you than that,
And they have the right of way too, guys. They don't. They don't
have any brakes.
Nope.
No, they don't. I'm getting out of the way.
Yeah.
And Cad, that's one of the things when I fish at night. I do not like moving at night and going down the river at night. I do not like it. And they got some night tournaments, and sometimes I'll fish. I have fished some. I don't like doing it, but I'm like, I done picked my spots out, and I'm going to these 3 spots. Catch something or don't catch something. I'm not running up and down the lake looking. No, I just don't do that because I don't like moving at night.
That's another reason I don't like fishing at night either. I don't like running up and down the lake at night.
No, I don't neither. You don't know what's out there. You don't know if there's logs and stuff. And I'm like, no, I just don't do that. Most time, if I do, I go to a certain area and I won't move my boat no more than a mile and fish right there within that mile the whole night. I'm like, somebody said, well, you need to go here and yonder. I said, I ain't going nowhere. I'm just staying right here.
Right.
And I'm staying close to the bank. You ain't gonna run. If you run over me, because you're gonna be over here by the bank. Guys, the winner of the Dale's Tackle $25 gift credit is Charlie Hoffman. Charlie, message me here on Facebook and tell me you're the winner of the $25 gift card and send me your address, and I'm going to get that to Dale's Tackle. I got one more thing I'm going to give away. This right here is from Troy Smith at Rocco's Grocery. We're going to give away a SmackDown package. It may be probably a hat and a few more little details to go with that. So we're going to do that right there, and we're going to get ready to close down for the night. So what else you got there, Aaron?
Nothing, man. Who all came up to Catapalooza this weekend? I know old Stacy was up there.
And I had a good time there too, man.
He was up there wheeling and dealing over there in the corner. No, we had a good time. We got to meet a lot of guys. Got to meet a lot of people I know in person. So it was a fun time, and I look forward to the next year. I think that thing's going to grow outstanding. It's an awesome family-oriented environment up there. So if y'all never been up to Pigeon Forge or Gallery, y'all ain't going to miss next year.
Yeah, we were actually on the road going up there Friday morning and had a family issue and had to turn around and come home. But I really hate missing it, but we will definitely be there next time.
Yep. It was definitely fun. I don't know if I shared it to the SmackDown page or did I send it to the SmackDown group? Chris sent me the video.
Guys, the winner of the SmackDown giveaway is going to be Billy Willard. Billy, just send me a message. Tell me you're the winner of the SmackDown giveaway. This right here has been donated by Troy Smith at Rocco's Grocery. He's located here in my local town, State Highway 106, Georgiana. If y'all in this area, go by and see him. He's got whatever you need out there. For the truckers that are hauling wood, you can go by there and see him. He's got hamburgers and pizzas and barbecue sandwiches, and so he'll take care of you. Troy, we thank you and appreciate you. Cam, before we hop off of here tonight, man, anybody you want to give a shout out to, anything else you want to add to anything?
Man, I just want to thank y'all for having me on tonight, and look forward to doing it again sometime.
Yeah. What about you, Aaron?
I just want to thank everybody for coming out to Catapalooza and supporting Stacy and coming by, saying hi, and everybody that tunes into the show, man. It's always fun with you guys, and you always keep the questions rolling, and it's just a fun time every week, guys. I'm going to miss it. Joey comes back.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to the our people in chat, man. They always keep things going, and Aaron, I don't know if they realize how much we depend on them. Being able to throw questions in. And guys, without y'all, y'all make it interesting. Cad, thank you so much, man. You've done a great job tonight and shared a lot of information. And we appreciate you so much being a part of the show here, man.
Hey, yeah, real quick before I get off here, let me give a shout out to Patriot Catfishing Incorporated. Kevin Breedlove and his brother Roger. They're veterans, and this is a veteran-owned company. What they're doing is they're taking veterans out, wounded warriors. They bring them down for a whole weekend. They feed them, they put them up, they take them fishing, and just gets their mind off everything else, and gives them a good weekend to enjoy. If everybody just go over to their page on Facebook, it's Patriot Catfishing, and give them a like and see what it's all about.
Yes, sir.
Good group of guys up there.
Yeah. Guys, thank everybody for tuning in with us tonight. Thank y'all for staying here with us. God bless y'all. Y'all have a great week this week. Go ahead.
Chad Bryant says, tell Stacy give away 2 line counters. Do one more giveaway, Bobby.
Give away 2 what now?
2 line counters. Chad Bryant said that.
Chad Bryant said give away 2 line counters.
The line cutters.
Line cutters. Two line cutters. I'll tell you what, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to do this right here, and I'm going to give them away. Just give me a chance right here. Y'all give me just a second.
Last minute.
Do what?
While he's doing that, y'all actually had a group of veterans come up. When was that? About 2 months ago, Cad?
Yeah, about 2 months ago.
Yep, they did.
We had 14 or 15 boats that we had the boats and brought in the veterans and took them all out. Sure, they're gonna do it again in September.
Yep, that's I didn't even know y'all were doing it, and we ended up showing up at the boat ramp as y'all was doing the weigh in on it. But it's they do like at the end of the week, it's like a little bit of a tournament, just kind of thing, right? Yeah,
right.
They put the veterans in a boat with a veteran angler, I guess you could say too, that may not be a veteran, but they know how to catfish, and they bring them out and they do a tournament scheme, day out on the water. So it was really neat to see that. Had a lot of big names there. Jeff Dodd, Cat was there. Leslie, I think you had what's his name from down there in South Carolina.
And Paul Blackwell. Yeah.
From Scott Lovely.
Scott Lovelace is part of it. Scott and Julie, they put in a lot of work in this too. And so, like I said, just wish everybody, go over to their Facebook page, give them a like, and see what's going on.
Yep. It's awesome to see a lot of these organizations coming up to help. You got Heroes Outdoor, Tackle 22,
right?
Catfishing. It's awesome, and it really touches my heart to see a lot of these guys coming and stepping up and really helping out the veterans that are out there that really need some help. So,
right, and just like the one, a couple weekends ago we had in Decatur. That just was an awesome event, and they're looking to do it again also. So.
Yeah, if I see some of you guys asking about when the next event, if you guys will just contact Patriot CatFishing, or who's all the board members with? It's Roger
Breedlove, Kevin Breedlove, Scott Lovelace. Them 3 for sure can get you in touch with whatever they need. They can give them all the information.
Did we lose Aaron?
I think we did.
Yeah. Well, hey, listen, we fixed to jump off of here. The winner of the line cutters, Kim, Lance, Nolan, if y'all would just contact me, send me a message on Facebook Messenger. Let me know that you was a winner of the line cutters, and I want to get them right there to you. We're going to send 2 of them to you, so you'll have one on each side of your boat, and I promise you, as Chad Bryant says, they're handier than pockets on your pants.
All right.
Hey, guys, y'all have a blessed afternoon. Thank you again, Cad, for being with us, and we will see y'all next week. God bless y'all. Hang on a minute, Cad.